Morning, guys. Mark Angelo here. I hope all of you are doing well today. Trying to get my thoughts together of what I want to bring forth. I I wrote a little something, and I actually put it on my blog. So I'll probably link that to this video of how we really need to face our shadow to really understand what is actually going on in the world. We're very quick to judge based on our programming. We've been programmed from a very young age to look at life as good and evil. There are bad people, there are good people. There's God knows how many religions, but apparently, supposedly, one God. Yet, we all bicker with one another. We have encountered through history a lot of genocides based on battling whose God is right and whose God is wrong. This battle that we face also is very internal. That old cartoon, the devil and the angel on our shoulder, and who do we listen to? The double mind, if you will. This is something that is coming to a head, is going to really be placed right in front of us to try to totally understand the whole concept of duality, the yin and the yang, the dark side, the light side. You look at Star Wars movies and you can really see a lot of that play out. The leader of the United States right now, many of you believe that he has been sent to free us, but in actual fact, he is promoting the new age of enlightenment. He actually has a tweet that he spoke about that. And let me try to open up where he actually says that. The real trade war began 30 years ago, and we lost. This is a bright new age, the age of enlightenment. We don't lose anymore. So, he's giving the appearance that he's taking down the dark side of the new world and bringing in the new age of enlightenment. This is just like the battle between darkness and light in the Star Wars trilogy. And it's the principle of the yin and the yang, the white and the black checkbook floors in Freemason temples. Well, both the white and the black are Luciferian. President Trump equals new age of enlightenment, unifying all world religions under the false Messiah. Now, he's a puppet, basically, and many people are falling for the pitch that he uses to lure people in. I don't know about you, but I've never, in my 56 years, have experienced what we are experiencing in the world, the divide, this constant angst, this constant anger, the battling between people. And it's getting very ugly, extremely ugly, to the point where you can't even have a conversation with someone online before there's a massive explosion that kicks in. Now, my point here is to say that many think we know the stage. You know, everybody that is pushing their views think they know what's going on, think they have everything figured out. However, I believe that the production is yet to be seen. The changes will continue, and the division will grow larger. Self-discovery is being halted by the noisemakers. People are running from their shadow and not looking inward for the answers. Meat suit matters keep us blind to our truth. I believe that this pandemic has been the fire starter the igniter to what we will see take place before us. We must never lose sight of the rule: do not be of this world. And whatever religion you follow, whatever avatar you believe in, be it Jesus, Buddha, whoever, I mean, there's tons and tons, they all pretty much say the same thing: do not be of this world. I believe that there were many star walkers that came down, Jesus included, to warn us, to tell us of these coming events, that we will be divided, that we will fight amongst each other. We must never lose sight, because we are fragments of energy that need to come together. And if we start or continue to fall for the materialistic world and these meat suits and everything around it, that's how we get sucked in. When we put material needs and egotistical ways in front of our true mission, and our true mission is to get rid of the baggage, become self-aware, not your material awareness, but your spiritual awareness, to really get to know thyself. That looks different for everyone. My mission is different from your mission. So we can't sit there and try to push our views on others, because it's very self-contained. It's not a cookbook. So I believe devils, demons, angels, and gods are all energetic alchemy sources. We are taught to either worship or run away from it, depending on your upbringing, your beliefs. A lot of religions believe that there is a devil under every rock, and everything is done with ill intent. It's all energy, though. How we interact with that energy will give us different results. It's the same energy through vibrating in different levels, or though vibrating in different levels. When we become attached to an idea or place it in a box, we get sucked in. This is why anything that ever even starts as pure gets corrupt, because mankind corrupts things. They try to label it, they try to put it in a box, they try to make money from it for personal gains. That's why none of the other systems, whether it's socialism, communism, whatever it is, gets corrupt. It's never been able to be done in its correct and full form, because it's been corrupted by those that don't want that. We were watching a documentary last night, which was very telling, how the banana industry got started and how they literally took over lands like Peru and all these other parts of South America so that they could plant bananas, and then they created a railroad, and then they would pay pittance to those that lived in the place, basically slavery. And I mean, every political aspect of things became enforced around the idea of selling goods, taking things away from the natives. Isn't that what has been done throughout? That's capitalism. Of course capitalism is going to spew that all the other isms are bad, because they want the profit, they want the money, they want the control, they want the goods to be sold for their profit, for the shareholders' profit. And unlike the other system, if done correctly, there's no owners. Everybody shares everything. Everybody has, or they don't have, depending how the ball crumbles. So, when we claim to have the answers and create the players on the stage, label them good or bad, we then water things down and create worldly behavior, which is what we're seeing before us. Spirituality is personal. It is not political. And whether you're promoting whatever religion it is you're promoting, it becomes a business. It becomes with the mantra, God needs your money. Everything's about money. And that corrupts it all. And that takes away from the true nature of things. We stop seeing each other, and all we see is our worth. And our worth is usually labeled, with paper money. It's like, how much is this person worth? Seriously? That's just, to me, is corruption. in all sense of the word. So by creating our own spiritual best life, we create the stage for true alchemy for the greater good of the all. So there's absolutely not one formula for everyone, because we're all different. You know, we are all here on our own mission. I said earlier, my mission looks very different from your mission. We all came here for a reason. We all came here to put a little piece in the puzzle of the grand scheme of things so they could all play out for the greater good of all. Not just Americans. You know, we here in the United States, it's all about America. You know, there's a big blue planet, and there's many people in the world. We shouldn't be thinking just countries and borders. We should be thinking everyone. We're all humans, right? Yes, we're different, so beautifully different, differently designed, different races, and we should respect that and see that in each other. Because each of our differences make up that beautiful piece of the puzzle that we need to make it all work. It's like an orchestra. Every instrument in that orchestra is important because they all have a unique sound that they make. And then when it comes together and the orchestrator is doing its little thing with its wand, the beautiful sound that comes out is amazing. But imagine if everybody did what they wanted to do in that orchestra, the chaotic sounds that would come out, because no one will be trying to blend in with the others. They'll be doing their own thing, and that's what I see here in this capitalistic world, or basically America. You know, every man and woman for themselves. It's all about greed. It's all about how much they can take, and they don't think of others. So we need to face our shadow. We need to really understand what's going on here instead of battling one another as we do daily. We need to stop being so self-serving, self-centered. Your meat suits are not your everything. Yes, they help you with things that you have to undertake. Think of it like a board game. You know, you need the little piece in the board game to move through the spaces as you throw the dice. But it's not the end all of all. Because the name of the game is spiritual enlightenment. Is bringing those fragmented pieces together so that we can move to the next level, whatever that is. And again, I don't claim to have all the answers. This is what I, Mark Angelo, believe. Okay, I'm not trying to push this on anybody. You don't have to believe it. You can just take it, crumble it, and throw it in the trash for all it's worth. But when we try to put one religion in front of all the others and try to say that you won't get saved unless you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and then all the years of all the different indigenous people that lived that believed in other things is pretty much thrown in the trash because somebody believes that there is this one Savior for all. And that, I'm sorry, I can't believe in that. And I know that I flip-flopped, as many people have said, which is another thing that I want to touch base. You know, people think they know me because I share my life on video. I have shared the different stages. And it's all about growing. And it's all about expanding. Life is not linear. You might believe one thing today and change your mind and believe something else tomorrow. That's how life is. That's how we evolve. We would still be in caves if that wasn't the case. So for people to try to crucify another person because they detransitioned, retransitioned, went from spirituality to Christianity back to spirituality, it's called growing pains. That's how we grow. If we don't venture out and seek truth, we stay stagnant. And I will not apologize for my being that way. You know. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to share a little something my sister sent to me about it's called Welcome to the Galactic Times, and it's like a calendar, and according to this calendar and system, I'm part of the Red Skywalker tribe, and my tone is spectral, right? My galactic affirmation is: I dissolve in order to explore, releasing wakefulness. I seal the output of space with a spectral tone of liberation. I'm guided by my own power doubled. Okay, and then the actual Skywalker tribe explores space wakefulness. The gift of your cosmic identity is to be a celestial conduit, a traveler in consciousness, a luminous path cutter, a prophetic messenger. As a red Skywalker, you have the capacity to be a pillar that unites the heavens and the earth, to extend deep roots and activate broad antennas to soar in the vastness of imagination, while being grounded, on the material plane to discover trust in the unseen and the unknown, to voyage beyond growth edges, to hold the space of universal compassion, to be an emissary of angelic presence, to be a quote trailblazing into new frontiers and perception and realization, to be an explorer of space, both inner and outer. And I quote, may the force be with you. Let's see here. So, the spectral, which is the tone, and it's tone 11, represents the power of creative dissolution and dissonant structure. The gift of your cosmic identity is to access the power of freedom. Activate your spectral powers by releasing rigid concepts and definite notions of what should be. And that's why I've always explored and go back and forth. A lot of people are very, very stagnant, Things should be very rigid. And by being willing to explore an entire spectrum of potentiality, by surrendering to the spectral flow, quote unquote, of spontaneous detours, seeming disruptions, and what may appear as chaos, by allowing structures to dissolve, in order to be liberated into new possibilities, by celebrating the constructive forces of deconstruction, by learning to fluidly shapeshift, which I do often, by freeing yourself and others from limiting perceptions. I hope that by me sharing my life, I've been able to help others free themselves from their limiting perceptions, by letting go into the vastness of formlessness, by freeing your soul, releasing into the majesty of your full wingspan, by submitting your personal will to the great mystery of as if it reveals itself in every moment. And it does. So as I said, I will not apologize for who I am, for the difference of shape-shifting that I have done. What people call flip-flopping is just energy in motion. And that's that, folks. I kind of overwinded this morning. I know that many of us have short attention spans, and long videos are not, something that a lot of people like. But I hope that people could understand a little bit more that it's not flip-flopping, it's not confusion, as many people say that I get confused. It's me exploring, because that's what we're here to do, to explore. Or why else would we have come down to this planet other than to explore? There's no good, there's no bad, things just are. It's energy, yin and yang, playing itself out on this big stage we call life. Love you guys, but remember to always love yourselves too. Bye-bye.